Hello, my name is Mev Hoberg, and I am a member of the League of Women Voters of Kitsap. The League of Women Voters of Kitsap does not support or oppose candidates. We provide information about the candidates and the issues before the voters. We are interviewing candidates whose names will appear on your primary ballot on August 5th. We're asking each of them the same 3 questions. The candidates will have 90 seconds to answer each question. Let's begin. Jenny, please introduce yourself and tell us why you chose to run for the office of Bremerton School Board Position 4.
Hi, my name is Jenny Farley, and I'm a lifelong resident of Bremerton and a proud graduate of Bremerton High School. I've spent over 25 years working at Puget Sound Naval Shipyard, including leadership roles in trade management, project management, and financial management. I'm a former student athlete. I've played basketball at Olympic College, and I've continued to give back to my community through coaching youth sports, working with the Washington State Traffic Safety Council, and most recently mentoring high school students through Bremerton High School's AVID program. My experience successfully managing large teams, solving complex problems, and making financial responsible decisions in a public agency has prepared me well for service to the community through the school board. Beyond my professional background, I care deeply about this community. I grew up here. I helped raise our children here. I want every student in Bremerton to feel seen, supported, and prepared for their future. I want every teacher in our district to know that I understand the importance that they have in our children's lives. Running for school board is just another way that I'm interested in giving back. Bremerton's future depends on the strength of our schools, and I believe that together we can raise expectations and improve results.
Great. Thank you, Jenny. Now for our first question. What is your view of the role of the school board and its members?
I believe the school board's primary role is to serve and support the entire school district, students, families, teachers, staff, and the community as a whole. As board members, our focus should be on setting clear, achievable goals that promote academic success, particularly in reading and math, ensuring all students have access to a high-quality education and the opportunity to thrive, preparing students for a life beyond graduation. We also have a responsibility to create an environment where teachers and staff feel supported and valued. That means making sure they have the tools, resources, and professional development they need to do their jobs effectively. As board members, we will approve the budget and manage the taxpayer dollars we've been entrusted with to support student success. Ultimately, school board members are stewards of public trust. We support and advocate for public education at all levels and are responsible to help each student realize their potential. We do that by allowing them to feel valued and safe in a supportive environment. We are here to listen to our community, make thoughtful, impactful, informed decisions, and work collaboratively to guide the district in a positive direction. Our goal should be to lead with humility, accountability, transparency, and a deep commitment to student success.
Thank you. On to question 2. After the November election, the board will have at least one new member. What are your ideas to work together as a team, even if you might disagree with other team members?
I believe it's natural for a group like a school board to have differing opinions. I also believe that diversity of thought is a real strength. It allows us to see issues from multiple perspectives and make more well-rounded decisions. The school board should be representative of the community and students they serve. And the key to making all of that work is respect. Whether we're having an easy conversation or tackling tough issues, mutual respect must be at the center. I've been involved in team sports my whole life, and while I can work independently, I really value being a part of a team. Everyone brings different strengths, and successful teams, they lean into that. I believe that the same applies to a school board. If we all thought the exact same way, we would never be able to bring new, refreshing ideas to our community, and our students would suffer. At the end of the day, we all chose to run for the school board because we care deeply about our community and our schools. That shared commitment gives us common ground. We may not always agree, but if we stay focused on what's best for the students, teachers, and staff, and we treat each other with respect, I'm confident we can work together effectively.
Thank you. And finally, question 3. The district recently hired a new superintendent. What types of goals would you propose for them, and how would you hold them accountable?
I think our district is facing some real challenges, particularly in the reading and math, where student performance is significantly below average. One of my top priorities would be asking the superintendent for a clear, measurable plan to improve outcomes in those areas, along with a realistic timeline for that progress. I want to know how we're building strong academic success, foundations in elementary and middle school, so that students are fully prepared by the time they reach high school. To ensure accountability, I'd advocate for regular monthly check-ins with the superintendent to review progress, whether that be through test scores or other key indicators of student success. I'd also expect the superintendent to outline how school leaders, including people like principals, are being held accountable and supported in driving improvement. Just as important is how we're supporting teachers and staff. I would discuss his plans to make data-driven decisions in order to ensure policies are effective and in support of our students' learning. I'd ask what tools, training, and resources are being provided to help teachers meet students' needs effectively. I want to see a superintendent who's proactive, someone who doesn't just respond to problems, but effectively identifies the challenges and works with the board to find meaningful solutions.
Thank you to Jenny Farley. On behalf of the League of Women Voters of Kitsap, thanks for watching, and please share this video. And remember to return your ballot by August 5th. Hello, my name is Mev Hoberg, and I'm a member of the League of Women Voters of Kitsap. The League of Women Voters of Kitsap does not support or oppose candidates. We provide information about candidates and issues before the voters. We are interviewing candidates whose names will appear on your primary ballot on August 5th. We are asking each of them the same 3 questions. The candidates will have 90 seconds to answer each question. Let's begin. Shannon, please introduce yourself and tell us why you chose to run for the office of Bremerton School Board, position 4.
Hi, and thank you for allowing me to be here. My name is Shannon Turner, and I am running for the Bremerton School Board position number 4. And I chose to run this year because I have 4 kids who are currently enrolled in the Bremerton school system. Fortunate enough, I had one that just graduated. But I think with my experiences and my background work would allow me to bring a different set of eyes, a different perspective, and an opportunity for a different type of voice to be heard and to be on the board. My background experience with being a legislative assistant for 3 years allows me to understand policies and procedures. I'm also a veteran, so I understand what the veteran community is going through. And most importantly, I understand budgeting because I was student body president for Olympic College for 2 years, and I had to budget anywhere between $3 million and $5 million for a student body across. So I think with these experiences and what I have to offer will definitely help support the board and allow a different perspective to come in. And I think this will allow us to get a better representation of the community as well.
All right, thank you, Shannon. Now for our first question. What is your view of the role of the school board and its members?
It's a very good question. My view is how I look at it is the school board is there for the community, but most importantly, it's also there for the staff and the kids that are attending school. The role of the school board is to make sure that the superintendent understands what his role is and what he has to do. And also the fact that we look at policies, procedures, and guidelines. And of course, we also have something to do with the budget as well, making sure that the budget is earmarked and it goes accordingly, and to ensure that, we govern policies is for the school as well. And then also understanding exactly what our kids need, and so that voice gets carried over through the superintendent. So it's a matter of ensuring that the school district is responsible and has the values and beliefs of the community on board, and also making sure that we continue that community relations and hold ourselves accountable to the community as well as to our kids and to the staff.
All right, thank you. On to question 2. After the November election, the board will have at least one new member. What are your ideas to work together as a team, even if you might disagree with other team members?
Another good question. And that's the hardest thing. And I think the new member coming in, one, sits there and builds a good relationship with the current board members, but also making sure that the research is done to find out exactly what the current board is doing and understanding what direction that they're going in, understanding the budget that is in place and what is taking place, and also understanding the community value and the community relationships that's already been established. So making sure that that communication and everything is taken care of and established, because you're new, you're coming in, you're going to get introduced to a lot of things, and it's like a fire hydrant going off. And so understanding and being there, and even when you disagree, find a common ground, because you're still a team. You still need to be supportive. And that's one of the most important things. We can agree to disagree, but as long as we're there to support each other and understand each other and do what's right for the community, and most importantly for the school and for the kids, I think it will be very successful.
All right, thank you. And finally, question 3. The district recently hired a new superintendent. What types of goals would you propose for them, and how would you hold them accountable?
Great question. And I think in that role, it's a matter of making sure the superintendent or the new incoming superintendent really gets to get out and know the community. I think the community relationship, understanding what the community wants and its values and its needs is really important, and making sure that our kids understand who our superintendent is, and as well as the staff. So having him come in, or her, but we do know it's a him, having him come in and understand what his role is and the boundaries, and understanding the community relations and everything. And then also the budgeting, understanding what he expects from OSPI as it comes down, because we all have the budget cuts, and making sure everything is earmarked, but addressing barriers that need to be addressed. And I think making sure that everybody is on board and working together as a cohesive unit as one, so that the current policies that are in place and everything has an understanding, and that the board is communicating well with the superintendent to make sure there's a good foundation of support for him to go ahead and get started with his new position, because it's a lot. Coming in new and not really understanding your community and everything and getting to know that can really be a hard task. So coming together as one to do that is really well.
All right. Well, thank you to Shannon Turner. On behalf of the League of Women Voters of Kitsap, thanks for watching, and please share this video. And remember to return your ballots by August 5th. Hello, my name is Mev Hoberg, and I am a member of the League of Women Voters of Kitsap. The League of Women Voters of Kitsap does not support or oppose candidates. We provide information about the candidates and the issues before the voters. We are interviewing candidates whose names will appear on your primary ballot on August 5th. We are asking each of them the same 3 questions. The candidates will have 90 seconds to answer each question. Let's begin. Chris, please introduce yourself and tell us why you chose to run for the office of Bremerton School Board, position 4.
Hi, I'm Chris Warthen. I'm a 32-year, I've lived in Kitsap and Bremerton for 32 years. Military, grew up in a military family, traveled around the world, landed here in Bremerton, married my daughter's mother, and we're no longer together, but we've done an excellent job raising our kids locally here in Kitsap together. I've done the Leadership Kitsap program over a decade ago, going up on 2 decades ago now. I've been an active member in the community, from a parks board member to local soccer boards, and I've started reffing again. I recently changed jobs and just kind of now have a little more time to be able to be more involved, civically involved. That's why I'm running. I think that was a quick introduction.
Great, thank you, Chris. Now for our first question. What is your view of the role of the school board and its members?
I believe the school board provides a guiding baseline to help teachers and students. We look at the issues that are addressed in the schools and how to best support our teachers and administrators in solving those problems, all designed to try and get the best education for our kids in the community. That was essentially the baseline, is leaning in and trying to figure out the problems and then try and fix them, whether that's budgets or educational standards or however other issues that may come up.
All right, thank you. On to question 2. After the November election, the board will have at least one new member. What are your ideas to work together as a team, even if you might disagree with other team members?
Having been a manager and a leader for decades, I've learned very well how to manage conflict and solve problems through discussion. I believe any problem can be worked out and managed if you have people who are willing to come to the table and listen and try and solve the problem versus just argue and not listen to other points. I'm a big fan of Stephen Covey on the 5th habit of seek first to understand, then to be understood. So I use that in my daily life. I constantly seek the win-win situations and the way to move forward as a group. I've done that it's one of the reasons I enjoy reffing, is being able to help mediate and manage events for kids so they can have a successful time out on the field. That's why I was a parks board member and on the local Kitsap Soccer Club. Was the board president for Kitsap Alliance, and then was also on the National Youth Soccer National North Sound Youth Soccer NSYSA North Sound Youth Soccer Association, helping coordinate soccer for the kids in Kitsap County.
Okay, thank you. And finally, question 3. The district recently hired a new superintendent. What types of goals would you propose for them, and how would you hold them accountable?
My goals will be based on what is there. I'm coming in this fresh and learning. I know a little bit of the history and the structural piece for that superintendent. I also understand the budget shortfalls we're in. So a large part of it is just going to be managing our budgets and making sure our teachers still have the resources to do their jobs and be successful at their jobs. As with any new manager, it's a matter of new leader. You help them set expectations, and as the board, we provide the expectations for success. My goal is to help work with everyone else to create that successful an environment where the superintendent can succeed, and thus the teachers can succeed and the students. So if we kind of work towards that end, I think we can have a successful school district, which I think Bremerton actually is. As a father of 2 daughters who have gone through it, I truly believe Bremerton has done really well overall.
Okay, well, thank you to Chris Warthen. On behalf of the League of Women Voters of Kitsap, thanks for watching, and please share this video. And remember to return your ballot by August 5th.
Thank you.